Hello, everybody, and welcome back to your Energy Booster Academy. Once again, this is your show host, Jeanith Padilla, and today we have a very interesting topic to talk about with you know, an expert who's going to talk about image. And as we were talking about it backstage, I just found out that we're just not going to talk about how to dress for success, but really we're going to dig deeper on how we're going to please God on how we dress as well. So, yeah, let me check first is if I'm really live on Facebook as well as on YouTube, and then we will proceed. All right. Okay, so I think we are. And if you have any question, don't hesitate to just type it in the comments so we can answer your questions. I know this is a very interesting topic and also important topic because all of us must know how we should dress well. Not only that, but how we can please God in the way we carry ourselves to become, I mean, like, this is the way, or this is an act of obedience as well, guys. So don't be surprised if we're gonna talk about stories in the Bible or verses in the Bible, because you guys, our guest for today is also a Christian, and yeah, she's a sister from another mother. Of course, she belongs to a Christian family, so we treat each other as family. And of course, before we dig deeper on that, I just want to say something about this. I don't know if you've noticed, but um, I'm not so particular with dressing up, really. I wear a lot of hats. Like when I'm at home taking care of kids, I just don't care how I look like. I mean, pajama, or like, you know how mothers usually look like at home. And then, when I go to work as a nurse, I just wear scrubs, and yeah, that's no hustle, right? As long as it matches, and sometimes it doesn't even match. Let's go work, let's go to work. I just don't really care about that. And like when I'm doing this, of course I have to be presentable, and so I look like a human, or like if I go to a party, or I go to an event. So um those are the things that I mean, those are the events that I'm really very interested, or yeah, I'm excited to go, because I also love dressing up, you guys. But there are only three things that I always consider when it comes to dressing up, and I have three C's for that. I see to it that it's clean, it's comfortable, and it's convenient. I really don't want to waste a lot of time dressing up. So if you've noticed, um with bags and shoes or footwears, I only have like neutral, or I only wear neutral colors like black, white. I'm boring, but I am so on the go. Like, okay, let's go. So, okay, I'll just wear something black or something white. And so let's go. So, something like that. Cause like yeah, I don't want to waste a lot of time for that. But as long as it's clean, it's comfortable, and I don't have to waste a lot of time um to prepare, then I'm good to go. And so that's also the reason why I want to bring out this special guest, or this expert tonight, because I want to learn from her. And I hope you are too. Every day is a learning opportunity. And it only takes like 1% for us to grow. If you grow and learn 1% a day, you become better 1% a day. So you see the accumulation, you're just accumulating a wealth of wisdom, and you'll be surprised on what you know. But also, it's just not what you know, but it's also what you do. So it's not like learn, because like if you step forward and learn and you don't do it, then you just like, if it's the right foot for the learn, and then left foot for the further ado, so you're really moving forward. So we learn, and then we apply what we've learned, and then we learn and we apply what we learned, then we are moving forward. But if we just learn, we are not this. Can you imagine that? You just move your left or right foot, you're really like going into circle. So at the same time, you do and you don't learn, and it's like, what are you doing? We don't have a lifetime to learn, or we don't have a lifetime to make a lot of mistakes in order to figure out what we really need to do. We just have to learn from others, from their expertise. And so we don't waste a lot of time figuring things out. And so some of the people, they buy courses, they buy coaching program in order to move forward. And I don't know if you do that, but I do that. So if you don't have a lot of resources but you have time to learn, then there are a lot of free stuff in YouTube or elsewhere, right? There's, I mean, like, there's always encyclopedia or your books in the library, but right now we just google it up, all right? And also, you attend or listen or join in presentations like this, or in, yeah, learnings like this. It's for free, and we should always take advantage of that. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you our special guest for tonight, our expert for tonight. And let me read it, okay? Don't memorize all these stuff, guys. So I don't want to make mistakes. So bear with me. All right, our guest for tonight, or today, or this morning, wherever in the world you are, is an engineer by profession, and previously worked in a previously worked in a renowned multinational semiconductor company in Melaka, Malaysia. So we're going Asia tonight. We were just from, I think yeah, Middle East a month ago, and then I had, a break, and then right now we're going to Asia. She is based in Malaysia. And after serving the company for 16 years in 2023, she now focuses on her newfound advocacy as a personal image consultant. Wow, right? I just told her, wow, you are so bold enough to shift, to pivot, to change. It's not easy, guys. Not a lot of people do this. So I really appreciate or adore or admire her for doing that. So, her burning desire is to become an enabler to men and women to achieve their remarkable highest potential through image management, training, and coaching. And so, if you are so interested with that, if you are someone in business, if you're building your personal brand or whatever it is, you are a manager, or you are, you're in the business world, you can really DM this expert and check on what she can offer. But we at the end of this show, we always let you know where you can find her, and we always let you know what she can offer to help us move forward. So she hails from the Philippines. Actually, she is my first Filipino guest. Oh no, she is the second. Sorry about that. And yeah, right now, as I've mentioned, she resides in Malaysia along with her Malaysian Chinese husband, Yong Wei Chet, and with their two wonderful daughters, Sophia and Steffi. Her adaptability to changes, strong interpersonal skills, and deep understanding of style and personal branding are her key to success. How great is that? She believes in balancing her work life and stresses on the importance of taking healthy breaks. And so at social gatherings, she is very skilled at organizing fun activities and facilitating team building events. She loves to cook. and hosts private dinners for her friends and families. She is fun loving and loves to spend time with her family. Yeah, you know her name. It's down there. It's her name is Mizpa, and it is derived from Mizpa in the Bible, which means a watch tower. Along with her husband, they are strong advocates for autism and keeping the sanctity of marriage. She is very active in Facebook and Instagram. So guys, you follow her, okay? Making content related to image management. I mean, who doesn't love to look good? We all do, right? Especially to those who are fashionistas out there. Oh, yes. And sustainable fashion, of course, because it's expensive. So we have to figure it out how we can save money and still look good. Yeah. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my dear friend, Ms. Mizpa Mijares. And of course, you can follow her in her social media as at Miss Stylist. Here we go.
Wow.
Hello.
Thank you very much. This is really such an energy booster introduction, Jeanette.
Guys.
So
Hi,
it's my
girlfriend.
pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. I got very excited the first time you've messaged me telling, I still remember what you've said, Miss Pa, I love your content.
Yeah.
And that has been really my goal, yeah, to really bring out quality content to help people out there who may be struggling in this certain aspect.
Yes,
Okay, so are
ma'am.
you ready?
Oh, yes. Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen? This
Yeah.
is a day full of
To those of
fun,
you,
okay?
right. So to those of you who might be would be here, as you could see, the title is about how to dress for success. I might be disappointing you a little bit today. As I've explained to Jeanith, that I want to bring out the topic to much even bigger. So I would rather want to tackle about image management from Christian perspective. So I really encourage, if you are someone, a Christian professional, and you needed guidance and how to be successful in whatever purpose that God has planted in your life, I want you to listen at this talk today, and hopefully we will end with you being able to get something out from this discussion with Jeannie. All
Yes.
right?
Let's do
Good.
this.
Yeah, let's do this. So, Janine, would you please share the slide?
All right. You have to download it first. Okay, and then
Okay.
yeah, so we can add it on the screen. You guys,
Okay.
if you have any questions
Good.
along the way, just write in the comment, all right? We want this to be as engaging as it can be. Are you on
Yes,
it?
please.
Are you on it?
Yeah, it's processing now.
Okay. You guys, we can't control technology, okay? So, yes. By the way, I met Miss Ba with a common friend. Um, yeah, I think she is watching right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think she let me see. But yeah, I'm so grateful that I've met her. We all need to just connect and find someone really, because in my content earlier I said, like, we are not created just to be for us, for ourselves. We are created to help each other. So that's our main
Yeah.
purpose in life. Here we go. I'll add it to the stage.
All right. So I would want you to share with you different images. Yeah. So we could browse from the left going down. Yeah. So let's do it in a clockwise direction. So you could see on the upper left pair of shoes. Yeah. And different types of shoes. And when we talk about going to a workplace and presenting ourselves, showing our image to everyone, because image is your visual representation to the world. It's your brand, right? So, shoes, if we are going to talk about how we are going to dress up to the workplace, the easiest way for you to first consider would be our shoes, because shoes is an easy detector of your age, your social status, or your career, your position in the company. It's an easy indicator. So I really want you to start looking, because I like to give this the shoes as the very first example when we talk about dressing up, because oftentimes this is the item in our wardrobe that is often overlooked, and we do not really pay attention to it. Okay, so the next one is about, on the right side, where you can see some men and women standing and another guy leaning on the wall. They are wearing casual clothing. There are certain companies or organizations that really encourage wearing casual wear, especially on the those companies in the technology, yeah, in the technology field or in the creative field. But what does it really show? Because clothing really speaks. When the time we are going to wear casual clothing, and if you are sitting side by side with a man or a woman really in a very professional business suit outfit, the contrast will immediately be shown. And what the casual outfit would tell everyone about you is that you are much more friendlier. Yeah. So you look friendly, you look approachable when you are wearing casual wear. So it's nice, right? To think about it, that you are going to a workplace and you are wearing casual outfits. And this is a go to approach. As you would notice in a Christian world, that more and more pastors or leaders in the church are moving towards this direction, changing their suits to jumpers or to a much more lighter toned blazers as they are going to the pulpit and preach the word, because they are trying to be more engaging to the younger generations like Gen Z or Gen Alpha or the millennials. Because naturally, when you see this kind of people in this outfit, they become very relatable to you. And that's the casual outfit. On the right corner, you would find a suit, really a tailored suit. If you find anyone wearing really tailored suit today, there's a lot of suits being sold as ready to wear. So it's a ready-made attire that you can just go to the department store, take it up from the rack, and most people, even though they know that something is off in the measurement of this clothing to their body, they will just ignore it and say, "Oh, it's okay, but it's not really okay." So if you are going to use suits for professional business meetings or formal business meetings, that becomes crucial then. Yeah, so that is really an identifier of how prepared you are and um, how competent looking, or we say dignified looking, you are. So if you had to be attending a certain event that you are required to wear business suits, having it tailored according to your dimension is really crucial, because it will show, having a tailored outfit will definitely show competence. Okay, so when you talk about luxury items, so I've shown here on the right bottom, like jewelries. This bag is very famous. Yeah, so it's a Gucci bag, and there are a lot of beautiful branded stuff there, and of course luxury watches. Anyone that would be wearing this, according to psychology, And according to certain studies that has been conducted, if you are someone on the street, like giving flyers out or requesting people for direction, disturbing people for helping you out, or asking a stranger to help you with your luggage, and the person saw you wearing luxury items, you are much more being helped 5 times more, or they are supporting you at least 5 times more than those people asking for help, approaching people randomly, and just wearing casual outfit and no luxury items in them. So isn't that really powerful when we talk about clothing and the psychology of it? So on the left side, you would see high-heeled shoes. This is really a fun fact, but I hope starting from now, you could also start to look around and observe more. Because there was one study that has been comparing those who are winning in the presidential elections, or if you are competing with someone with regards to position, like in politics, or getting prestige, and or even in pageants, but it's very rare. But when it comes to getting power and prestige, like specifically in the politics, those who are getting more votes, who are voted more and win the election, are those that seem to be much taller than the competition. So if you're from the United States watching, then you could start to recall who were those presidents that won the election. And it's not funny at all. And it's purely science if you get to hear that some politicians would even wear a customized pair of shoes with a slightly higher heels. So men are also wearing heels, and it's quite strategic because height and stature can also signify power, right? And this has been applied. And of course, for women, you would see how a woman would walk on their pair of flat shoes versus how a woman would walk in their pair of high heels. So you see how the attractiveness of that woman would become if they are wearing high heels versus flat shoes. And that's really a power. That's why I still like the concept of the shoes, because not only that it's an immediate booster of your overall look, and of course it also can be a signifier for your identifier for your status, yeah, again, and your position in whatever work, wherever you are working, and whatever career that you are at. And really, in terms of the height of the shoes that you are wearing, that really helps you become much taller. And there is a scientific reasoning of that. So on the last slide, side of the slide, you will see really colorful outfit by a woman. And if you would notice a man standing with a blue shirt, button down shirt, a black blazer, and a red tie. So in the styling language, yeah, or in our own book for styling, oh, I would say, by just looking at this, and this is my client, I would definitely correct him if he is going to go for a professional business meeting. So if you are going to meet Democrats from all over the world and you are going to be wearing this outfit, I would say don't. Yeah. So like Biden, President Biden, don't. But there are certain, it depends on the purpose of why you are wearing such outfit. And this, I would say now, clothing speaks. And therefore, we should be using our clothes like our own gear in facing the world in whatever assignment that we are asked to do. Yeah. So But if you are going to wear this out, going back to this person, to this man, he's wearing a red tie. And interestingly, I saw a presidential candidate in the US. I will not name names because I'm afraid that we will be banned, but I'm not going to talk bad about it. I'm really observing people when they are how they are wearing their clothes. And there was one time I've seen this video of a campaign of a rally, yeah, political rally, that this presidential candidate. Oh my gosh, isn't it obvious? Because there's only male and female in the US. But never mind. Let me just continue. So this presidential candidate was standing in front. And the first thing that I've noticed about what he's wearing is the red tie. And my first impression is that, of course, yeah, again, clothing gives impression to other people. And just like me, I had an impression that why doesn't anyone advise this person that it's very eclectic? His approach becomes very eclectic. And of course I had to research about it, because it couldn't be for such popular person, yeah, and a very powerful person, rich, famous. It couldn't be that nobody would be advising him unless that it is done with a purpose. Yeah, so wearing red tie, white button down shirt, and a black blazer. That was his outfit. And I think you can browse it in YouTube. When was that moment? Then I realized after digging out the background behind, yeah. So I've come across psychology of eclectic clothing outfits. Yeah. And it's then I get corrected. And it's really nice to continue learning, like what Jeanith said. Then I found out that wearing eclectic outfit could actually increase your charisma. It could increase the so-called approval rating from anyone in the room that you are with. Yeah. So when somebody, and I think it could be true, yeah, then I get to realize that, oh, yeah, it would really make sense because if you notice those people working in the entertainment industry, yeah, so artists, yeah, those singers, you you hardly see anyone in that industry to be wearing the glamorous, elegant, class kind of outfit, right? So we just open up our minds and realize that whatever these people are doing, it could be you sometimes you could be reacting that this is just too much. Whatever that they are wearing is just too profound, but it's done with a purpose. So what I'm trying to derive here is when it comes to clothing, let use the clothing for your advantage according to the work that you do. So I do not know whoever um, anyone here watching now what job you are doing and what industry you are in, and the environment, the climate of the country that you are in. I just want you to just consider that use the clothing to really effectively represent you. So I just summarize here some tips, a simple guide for you to look at. Would your um, industry be more acceptable for a casual wear, or is your kind of job, your business, forgiving when you are going to try an eclectic kind of fashion? Can you take it with you if you are in the boardroom surrounded by men and you are wearing flat shoes, pair of shoes, right? Or would it even be suitable for you to wear certain type of shoes? But definitely, this is my favorite statement: no Crocs, no wearing of Crocs at the workplace. So please, that one, leave it at your house or just leave it in your room. Okay? So that's why I mentioned that I might be disappointing you a little bit if you come here only wanting to listen about tips and a lot of tricks on how to really dress up. And that's the course that I'm already offering. So, what I am just giving you now is to make sure that we are going back to the foundation of why image is more important than just dressing up. There are other elements that we as Christian professionals must really focus on. And it's not just about clothes. Okay? So there is a famous quote from Brian Tracy, yeah, that making a great first impression is imperative to becoming an influential leader. And this is what I really want to cultivate with the work that I am doing. I want to become an enabler of more and more Christian professionals taking the leadership role in whatever, wherever company that they are working for. Yeah. But the thing is, clothing and our outfit, we keep on hearing that it's all about getting positive first impression. And that is right. We really need to get positive first impression, especially if you are watching here and you are still a student and soon you are going to be applying for a job, or if you are someone who has just started with your career, or you have just signed up for a job and you are going to start very soon. Positive first impression is quite crucial. But is that all? Of course not. There are more things than that. Okay, but what are those things? So, in the image management, in my previous trainings, I call it the ABC. But if you're watching and you are a Christian professional, I want to borrow this I am, I am concept. And let me explain to you so that it's easy for you to remember when we talk about image and it's about I am. You are introducing yourself to the world. Your image is your brand, I repeat. And your image, I take here a nice definition that I got from the web. Image is a pattern that is recognized. It's a picture in your mind or an idea of how someone, or something is. So that is your image. But what is your image? So is image only about clothing that is only represented by appearance? And what does the Bible say about it? Okay, so I am, or am, I am. So I am, I've put these are just the abbreviations that stands for I, impression, A for advertising, and M for moral. So clothing is only part of getting the positive first impression. So impression with regards to how you appear, in terms of not only your clothing, but it could also be about your grooming. It could also be about the overall health condition that you are having. A for advertising is representing about when we talk about career success and our image as a professional in working in a company. I this is what I realized myself as former corporate, yeah, staff, that it's not enough that you are just looking good every day at the workplace. We also need to be able to advertise the results that we have achieved and the competence that we have to others. And how to do that is by regularly updating your superiors about it, regularly updating anyone about it, telling and showcasing what you got so that you can create more and more value, not only for the company, but for your colleagues as well. And in the modern world, in what we are, the world that we are living now, the morality, yeah, is already degrading. And this is something that we really need to maintain when we talk about Christian image at the workplace, keeping the morals right and keeping your morals high. So, what are these really when we? Oh, sorry, the picture is. I wanted to say here in the image that it's about David's career path. Yeah. Why David? I used to be a Sunday school teacher, and this is one of my favorite stories in the Bible. And the story when David was able to defeat the giant named Goliath. And it's very nice story for kids. And I grew up always remembering that it doesn't matter if you are just young, and that those are true. Yeah. Meaning and right context to think about when we consider the life of David fighting Goliath. But as I started this journey of becoming an image consultant, I question, yeah, because as a Christian, I there are other verses in the Bible that would be telling us don't mind what you about your looks or the clothes that you're going to wear, or because you can find those texts in the book of Matthew. But I really question that because there must be something when we talk about image, yeah, and who is the best example that is really written in the Bible, clearly described, technically described on what image is. And that is in the life of David. David started his career as a shepherd, the lowest of low, position that one could have. And yet he is one of the highest. If you have known anyone else in the Bible that has achieved the highest position ever, and what is the highest position? It's being a king. Yeah, so it's being a king. So from shepherd, he was then promoted because of the good words that is spoken about him. The referral is very strong. That people told the king, we have a nice musician. He can play very well, and he's very outspoken. That's why image is quite important because you will be referred to the level of the king. Yeah? And he got promoted not only as a musician, then the king has liked him serving the king, and he has become an assistant, or during those times, he was called as an armor bearer. That means he has to carry the weapons that the king needs. And he himself has become a warrior for the kingdom. And then eventually, he became a king. So this kind of story of David is, I remember that when I was a attending Sunday school, as a young girl, or even teaching Sunday school when it was my turn to teach the kids in the church, we just think about this in passing. And we always talk about the life of David when we talk about certain age bracket, about just the fighting, and of course the fall of David when he committed a sin. But now, as a professional watching this, I want you to start considering, because David's life is a very good example on how we could even pursue. Yeah. So if you're watching here, I want you to start thinking, what is the highest potential that you believe you could achieve in your lifetime? So, according to your career now, so if you are in the education, or you're a teacher, maybe you are, there are certain levels, maybe you are an assistant teacher, then you become this and you become a supervisor, right? And then you become the head of the department, in the city, and then in the region, and then in the national. And if you are in politics, you would start as counselor, then, but just think about it. Just let's daydream for a bit. Maybe you can make a comment. So, Jeanith, if you can see them, uh, if you can see their comments, would you be able to see anyone responding? Just
Girl, yes. Okay, this is so interesting. Yeah, I love this. Go ahead.
yeah. So let's imagine. Let's just visualize now. I want the audience to start thinking, what is the highest potential that you believe you could achieve in your lifetime? So if you're a nurse now, yeah, like Jeanith. Jeanith, are you a nurse
Yeah.
by the day, and then, you know, an so what could be the highest potential that you think that you could achieve?
Yeah, it will
So
be.
sometimes it's very hard to even see that. It's very far, and it's understandable, because even David, take note that David has already been appointed by God, anointed by God to become a king as early as when he was still a shepherd.
That's true.
We are going to read the context of the first Samuel, the book of Samuel. Yeah. So this is what I want to awaken everyone, that whatever we are dressing up now, I want you to start thinking, dressing up, showing up to the world according to your potential, and not according to what you are now and the job that you are having now. So some of us would say, "Oh, I am just a what's a good example? Uh, what's a good example for work? Oh, I'm just a
Like,
street clean."
or a
Yeah,
mom, or like a stay-at-home mom,
I
right?
get that a lot, Jeanette. I get that a lot. I'm just a mom.
Yeah, I
And
clean the house.
I get that.
Take care of the
I
kids.
hear that, because they have forgotten the anointing that may have given by God to their life, and what value they could bring, yeah, as a Christian. And they might just be thinking about themselves, but it happens. And this is why image consultants like me have to be around,
Yes.
just to guide everyone and remind everyone that no, there is a purpose for us, and whatever it is, we might not know now. And I want you to start reflecting, like the life of David. Who would have thought that a shepherd would ever become a king? But did he become a king from being a shepherd and jump to become a king? No. there have been stages in his life. He also have to go through step by step. And these are the so-called in our workplace as the promotion, or even changing career path. Yeah, so from a shepherd suddenly becoming a musician, from a musician suddenly becoming an assistant, yeah, an armor bearer. So after that, I need to be fighting and getting blood, for uh, shedding blood just to fight for the kingdom until then the moment comes, the wonderful, beautiful time comes that he became a king.
This was in
So
the.
I
I mean, I want to add something. This is just some kind of a humor. This is in the message, Sunday message. Yeah, last Sunday at church. It's also the pastor is also talking about David's career, and oh, I just want to add,
oh
like, he also became a door dasher. I mean, he's like, oh yeah, because he was just sending food to his brothers, and then he saw Goliath. Right? He was just asked by his
yeah,
father, "Hey, send food to your brothers," and then he was like,
yeah.
"Okay," and then he went there and saw Goliath. Then he became a warrior. Who would have
Yes, yes,
thought?
yes. So you would really not know. But in my next slide, I'm going to show you this life is really interesting and it's giving us hope. Yeah. So uh, let's go to that. I have summarized the secret of David's success. Yeah, with regards to I am. Yeah, the impression, the way he advertised himself, and the moral that he possessed. So in the impression, I really put it because before I keep hearing people telling me man looks at the outward appearance, remember? And but the Lord looks at the heart. And some people, in fact, a lot of people take it out of context. They stop right there and they only believe that the Lord looks only at the heart. And really forgetting that we are dealing with man. Yeah, we are not yet in heaven. We are dealing with man. You are in a workplace, you are in a corporate place, and you are dealing, your boss is human. Yeah, your colleagues, they are human beings. We have to deal with man. But I will not use that verse for now, but I would rather use the text in the Bible that is in chapter 16, verse 12, where when Samuel already complained to the father, are all your sons? Yeah, because he could not find anyone to anoint with. Yeah, so then the father said, actually, I still have one more. Hold on, let me get someone to get him. Bring him here. And David arrived. And what is the workplace of David at that point of time? He's a shepherd. So I want you to really think about a shepherd boy suddenly was called out from the field. Hey, come on, somebody's looking for you. And he had to run, and everyone was just waiting for him. But take note, in this verse, it's an eye opener for me. When he came, he was described in this verse as handsome, healthy. This is very important, and having fine appearance if you use the NIV version. Yeah. In other translations, then you would really see the emphasis about the physical appearance that David has. Yeah. So the handsome is not a, is all about the appearance that we are having, not necessarily the features per se. Yeah. So how ready you are, how the grooming. Yeah. So being handsome is the grooming that he could be a shepherd and not taking care of. You could imagine in those days, yeah, that men under the sun, they might not be shaving their beards or whatever, that they might look like they're very ragged. Yeah. But imagine being described specifically in the Bible, and that is really telling me. impression is quite important for success. Yeah, having that right appearance in order to get a positive first impression. And this, but of course, there is no difference between how David was described in terms of appearance as compared to the eldest brother Eliab. Yeah, so the brother was also tall and fine looking. So they are actually the same. Of course, they are brothers, but there is another aspect. That's why I said if you come here and you only wanted to hear about dressing up, then I will be disappointing you because no matter what you're going to do with the way you look, if you miss the other ingredients, then success will still not be a guarantee for you. Okay? And what else did we learn from his life? Another secret that he got is how he advertised himself. So there, this is in the other chapter, yeah, that by the time that there's already a commotion, the war is already being, um, the Philistines is already threatening the Israelites and how to go for a war. And David, like what Jeanith is saying, is a door dasher, bringing food for the brothers. But then I want to make emphasis on what this chapter has been describing about David. He really showed up, yeah, being able to present the presentation skills. If you could see how he spoke to um, King Saul that time about how he has been working, that he's working, telling his background, yeah, his professional background, that I am a shepherd, I am taking care of my father's sheep, and then a bear and the lion came and I was able to fight them. And he really described in details how he overcome and really killed those threats, the lion and the bear. So it's really like a fairy tale, like it's in a fantasy, yeah, that you are fighting with these kind of very strong beasts, yeah, in the wild, which is very hard, yeah, for a boy to be able to fight, but he's able to present what he can do. So really being able to advertise your competence. And for David is not only show, he did not only present his competence, but the thing is, if you are in a professional context, you should be able to advertise your result. Because for David, that's what he did. It's already done. It's not something that he wants to do, he plans to do. He has already done it. So result is already there and he's still safe and he's there, right? And public speaking. Why, Mizpa? Public speaking. We need to have this skill. If you really want to grow in the professional field, yeah, as a professional, you have no choice. You really have to be able to speak, yeah, regardless of your accent, like me. Being having a strong Filipino accent, living in a Malaysia, trying to get so regardless of your accent, yeah, be able to speak in public. And how did David do it? It's all written there. Where was the scenario that he's speaking in public? He was talking to all the enemies. You know, when the giant was mocking him, this was the time that David spoke to everybody, not only to his fellow, comrades, yeah, his colleagues, but he's able to talk to the enemy. And how in his very, maybe young, and I could imagine a teenager. So teenager, this is the time that they would be changing their voice and really speaking to the enemy. Yeah, and being able to bring the message across that this is what he can do and this is what his competence is and this is the background that he has and who is he fighting for. And that also clears about his clear advocacy. Yeah, that really goes to show I have a clear advocacy here. And he's able to bring that across. So if you are a professional, we should be able to do that as well. Yeah, not only talking about our result, but what are we working for? Where would the money go at the end of the day? Not only just for your family, but for who else? Who are the other people that you are blessing with? The listening skills. Why? When you become a leader, you need to have more of it. Yeah, the listening skills. But David also demonstrated this very nicely. In the beginning, when he was a door dasher bringing the food, here's the food. And then, you know what he did? He communicated. So I'll talk the communication. He communicated. He was asking around. He was asking around, right? And he was asking, what is going on here? What will happen? And who is this guy? So he was communicating. He was able to bravely clarify things. And then he listened again. And he did not only ask one person as a means of communication, he verified. So I think now, even in the social media world, this is something that we all need to be having the characteristic of being able to do that, communicating and really listening and really clarifying before you take action as a leader. Yeah, so these are all just these are all in the Bible, and this is very well applicable to whatever work that you are doing now as a professional. And moral, yeah, so so comparing again to the eldest brother versus David, why was the eldest brother not chosen to be anointed as a king versus him? They were both having the good impression, positive impression from Samuel. Imagine the prophet was very impressed with the way how the eldest son looks, the stature of the firstborn child of Jesse. And yet, when he saw David, immediately this box has been ticked. Wow, this guy is also healthy, fine appearance. But the most important thing, there is another one that is required, yeah, in order to get the highest position of the land or the highest position of whatever work, career that you are in. That is keeping your heart obedient to God, keeping your heart really following what He is commanding you to do, nothing else. And that will keep you grounded. And in terms of the morality, you would already know how confident David has been. Imagine you were just brought to the king. The king asked you why you were here. I heard that you were saying that you would want to fight. And did he shy away? And then suddenly, when you are brought to a king, or maybe to the highest position of your company, or the site head, or the CEO, and then you say, no, boss, it's okay, it's okay. You will just suddenly shy away. But he didn't do that. He even further, he used the opportunity right away. Yeah. To advertise himself. Again, go back to the advertising. Very confident. Tell him the result that he has done, the king about the result that he has done. The emotional intelligence when he's being scolded by the brother. Go back, you are just here to become a busybody. Yeah. So you are just trying to, like, a paparazzi here, or just getting some inside scoop about the war. He's being mocked by the enemy, yeah, by the giant, of how small he is, how his bones will be crushed, and how it will be fed to the birds. Imagine if you are not strong emotionally, and these things, there are many things that happens in a corporate and in any workplace that will really crush our hearts, that we really need to keep our emotional intelligence high. And the interpersonal skills, can you imagine if David did not possess interpersonal skills, he would not be able to communicate to all the soldiers. That means he's a really good, little boy to the soldiers. I can just imagine how friendly he's been, and how he's been able to get information so easily, because especially when it comes to the military, it would be very hard to access certain information. Yeah, if you talk about military, and it's the same for any workplace. There are certain rumors that will be going around, or certain long-term plans by the company, and 5-year goals, and organizational changes that's going to be happening. And if you are someone working at a workplace, you really need to be the first few people to know ahead, because information, the insider scoop, is very important. And that's why you really need to know who are these people and how to deal with these people, that you can be, on the know, yeah, that you are updated, and not only getting updated about the news, about economy, or even about someone's life that you read from Facebook, or about social media influencer. I think there should be a focus for us as a professional, yeah, as a Christian professional, and that has all been shown in the life of David. And no wonder all these characteristics really has already been shown, clearly written, documented in the early part of the life of David. Yeah. So as you continue to read the different chapters of the first Samuel, how he has been challenged by the king. So imagine going back to the emotional intelligence, and even how he has been loyally serving the king. There was one point that the king was even challenging him. Okay, you become a warrior. That was the time that he became a warrior. And the king said, I will trust you if you're able to give me 104 skins, from the enemy, from the opposite camp. And you know what David did? He doubled the result, So it's not just like doing the things that our boss is asking us to do, yeah, just meeting the KPI, but really ambitiously achieving the KPI more than that. And so what David bring? He brought 200 foreskins. Yeah. So for me, when I read that, it was really like, wow. Yeah. And these kind of things really happen in any work environment. Yeah. So wherever you are working, whatever work that you do, even if you are just a janitor, you have your own KPI, yeah, your key performance index. You will be asked to clean at least how many toilets in a day, right? Or if you are someone working in a garment factory, you are required to be able to make clothes, yeah, at least how many hundreds of pieces in a day. So in a day, you have certain targets to fulfill. And that has been already in the Bible, even in the times of war, yeah. Even our bosses, the king that time has also given certain KPI, and that is also clearly demonstrated in this life, yeah, by King David's life. So I would say, again, let's all learn. If you are aspiring to be, to level up, yeah, in your career. So I want you to pay attention, secure that we are getting the right positive impression, and we are able to advertise the things that we have accomplished and the results that we have brought to the table, the value that we have. And we should be able to live according to the standards of God. So every company, you have your own set of rules. And guidelines and policies, but you as a person must continue to really have that one guideline stored in your heart and remaining in that belief that you have to remain obedient to God. And these are the simple three steps, yeah, that I can summarize from this story that David possessed. The impression, right impression, ability to advertise, and keeping the morals high. Yeah. Let me go to the other. So in the end, why would it be necessary? Yeah. So why am I trying to emphasize this again? Because if you could see, look around us, some you could be hearing some of our friends would be saying, why I'm not able to get that, it's so hard to be able to penetrate this, this growth, or I could hardly please my boss. You could see a lot of professionals, they may be able to deliver results and advertise the results, they may be having high morals, but they are failing at keeping their health, yeah, and to really provide and give out that it doesn't work anymore, no matter how much results you are bringing, no matter how good you are as a leader or as an employee, but yet if you are failing yourself because you have not taken care of yourself, how you, not only in your appearance but really in your grooming and in your health, that you have become sickly, that you could not even have enough time, you are so tired that you could not even take care of the family that you have, then it's, I would not consider it as a success. Yeah. You, or you could be looking very well, yeah, you are so focused keeping healthy, very focused in maintaining your facial appointment every month, or your hair salon, very good clothing brands, quality outfits, but yet you are not able to show results. Or you could be able to deliver results, but you're not able to confidently bring it out and proactively update, inform ahead anyone who needs to hear what you have done, because you are overcome by your limiting belief, yeah, that, oh, I don't want to brag about it, it doesn't work that way. If you are working in a corporate, we really have to take the initiative and the boldness to really present whatever you have, update, send an email, send that memo about the progress of whatever project or whatever task that you're currently at hand, and what it is going to bring, how much value it's going to bring, yeah, to the organization. You need to have that. It will not work. You cannot just expect that people will look at you. You're keeping the impression right, your morals right, but you fail to tell that what you are contributing and putting on the table, yeah, for the organization or for your company. So these three, yeah, must really be well balanced. Okay. And you could see it even in the secular world, yeah, that you would see certain, let's use the example, which I did not intentionally did not put images here, about certain celebrities, yeah, because I do not want Jeanith page will be blocked by Meta. Yeah, but you can already visualize the kind of impression, the advertising, and the moral, and how it is now becoming imbalanced when we talk about certain celebrities. Yeah, so you can just picture in your mind. I don't have to mention those names, just to really be very careful. But you could imagine someone, and then start to think about, okay, they're very good in advertising. They're giving a very good impression for the Gen Zs, yeah, or for the new generation, yeah, young generation. But it seems that the music or the lyrics or the message that the music is bringing to us, yeah, is no longer aligned to the values that we are keeping. Yeah? So there are certain songs that certain celebrities are even creating with certain lyrics that promote about suicide, or things that we are dreading, to we are really hoping not to happen to anyone. But all these, if we are not careful, the morality side of it for certain successful individuals are already being um, jeopardized. Yeah. And it's hard if you are someone who is very good with your talent and you are quite impressive. You have strong morals, but your PR agent is not working, or you don't have the machinery to even, showcase yourself. So that is in the outside world. So in the end, whether in a professional Christian context or in a secular context, these three would you would notice these three are really working hand in hand: impression, the advertising, and the moral, yeah, the morality of someone, of that person. And why this is so important, again, I started with a definition, the acronym of I am. And this is my last parting words. We as Christians, why is it important for us to really project that image? This image that I am saying, like the image that King David has shown nicely, written nicely for us to be used as a reference. Because at the end of the day, we are all working for the great I am. At the end of the day, this is something that we should be identified, that we are serving the great I am. So, whose image are you projecting? Are you projecting the image of the great I am? It's for you to answer. So, next time when you introduce yourself, I am Mizpa Mijares. That comes with a very deep meaning. Okay? So, go ahead and introduce yourself with I am. Have a good day.
So good. Oh, I was muted. This is so good. So we have a comment here. Isa said, I love it. As a corporate worker, all she mentioned is correct. I know,
Oh,
right?
thank you.
Oh yeah. So girl, you just this is so excellent. You did an excellent job, and thank you so much for everything. Like this content is so meaty. We have a lot of meats here, and you know, we just go through life. We're all busy, and sometimes we just go through life on autopilot, and we don't even pause and ask um is this the life that I want? Is this like, what am I doing? Am I taking care of myself, of my family, of the job that I have, or the purpose that I'm called to do? So it's really important to just take a moment every time, or like every day, it's just like 5 minutes to evaluate where we are, what we're doing. Are we on the
Yeah.
right track? Are we in alignment? Because these things, you see, this is a lot. Like really, I have to um I mean, impression, this is something like when companies are hiring, they're saying like with a pleasing personality, please.
Ah,
Right.
yes, you're right.
Yeah, this is a
Exactly.
requirement. This is a requirement. And then, of course,
Yeah,
when you go to an interview, you should dress well. Like,
yeah,
you should have this pleasing personality. You should have a good impression. They said it only takes
yeah.
how many seconds to build an
Point
impression?
one,
Point one.
point
See,
one,
like, how much? Point
point
one.
one.
See, so like, your image is really like, it takes a lot of points if you will be hired or not, if you will be trusted or not. Like, if you're building a business, like if you're building, like, example, a health and wellness business, and you don't look healthy, and you don't look like you're taking care of yourselves, and you don't look like you have energy, and you're taking all the supplements, hello, it's you're right, like, hello, what should I buy
Yeah,
from you? It's like, this is trust here, like, so, like, David was
yeah,
handsome and healthy, and he's got fine appearance. So indeed, he had this thing like self-care. He was taking care of himself. So self-care is
right.
important because it builds impression. Not only
Yes.
that, right? You have to learn every day so you will enhance your skills. Because, yeah, you're saying here that communication skills, all these are communication skills, how you present, how you talk, how you listen, how you, um, yeah, connect to other people. This is
Yeah,
branding. This is, yeah, this is very important, and these skills are not easy to build. It takes time. And so if we don't read books, listen, if we don't do trainings, if we don't practice every day, just like my son was saying earlier, like, mom, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, you said, there's a quote like, practice makes perfect, right?" I said, yeah, that's correct. And then he said, like, but practice makes progress, because there's no such thing as perfect. Like, oh yeah, that's right, I
mhm,
work hard.
yeah,
And so, yeah, this is investment. We have to invest in ourselves, not only in our image, but also in our knowledge, in our skills, and most
yeah,
importantly, in our character or your moral. See,
yes.
this is so good. This is like
Mhm,
a holistic approach and how to become really successful. So, yeah, because
right.
at the end of the day, it's, all the things that we acquire or we achieve, all those awards are just icing in the cake. Because what will really matter is how we develop the character that we have, because that's what we bring, how we be, how we develop as a person, growth as a human, like spiritually, personally. So, because that's what we're gonna bring to heaven, and that's the greatest goal, not, the
Yeah,
things that are temporary that we can see. So we focus on the unseen rather than the rather that what we can see. But really, it starts with your image, and we are made in the image
yes.
of God. And so, of course, we don't put God into shame by, like, yeah, I'm a child of God, but I'm not confident, or I talk, I can't share,
Yes.
um and I don't take a bath, so who will listen? This is so good,
Relatable.
Isma.
So relatable. That's very relatable. I hear that a lot. Yeah.
This is so good. And yeah, thank you so much. Anything else that you want to add?
I think that's all for me, unless that we have specific questions from the viewers that I can add in. Is there
Yeah,
any? Because I
yeah.
could not see
So far,
certain comments.
sometimes our audience, they're like, very shy, and like, I don't know why they're like that. I mean, because maybe we're speaking in English, and some of our friends here are Filipino, like, "Why are you talking in English?" Of course, this is the language that we're using, so we can we can not only educate our fellow Filipinos, but we can educate
Yeah,
everybody. We can connect to
yeah,
everybody. But yeah, some people will just comment on replay, will ask questions, but what we can do here is really to let them know where they can find you, yeah, how they can follow you on social media, and yeah, you can share your website, or the courses you offer, the virtual events or the live events they can go to. So yeah, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that opportunity. So, those of you who may be wondering, I only have Facebook and Instagram, and you could find me as Ms. Stylist, yes, or you could just type the name Mizpa Mijares on Facebook or on Instagram. So, what I actually do is, yeah, this is my new career now. I am really helping. For me, it's all about helping anyone who may be struggling with really improving the image that they have. So again, it's not all about clothing. So certain people, they are already good at communication. They may be very good, like certain politicians would come and say, I'm going to attend an event, and how do I dress up for this particular um, situation that my constituents who are coming from this, so there are certain cases that I give my depending on the need of the individual coming to me and engaging with my expertise. So I'm actually calling right now for those of you who may be watching this video and you are coming you are joining as a church leader now, or someone who is running a church, or you are the lead pastor of a church, and you believe that the youth or your young adults need to really hear this and to help them so that they become successful in their profession. And if you are a pastor or and leading a church and your members are more and more successful, then what does it mean to your church? They can give higher value offering. They can give tithes to you much higher, and or they could be someone that really bring positive influence to the outside world. Yeah, so I encourage anyone watching, if you are a leader of the church, a leader of a certain group in your church, contact me if you need me to be speaking and customizing certain topics that you need for your target audience. So you can find me on Facebook. So the name is here.
All right. What are the groups that you serve, like in the corporate world, in the business world?
Yeah, so in the business world, I have this is where I have started, and yeah, of course, they are very nice clients to have, and and they are really my goal clients. Yeah, so those that are in the corporate world, especially for departments in the procurement and sales. Yeah, those professions and careers that are outward looking, yeah, dealing with the clients and dealing with the customers and representing the company image. So these are the departments or the group of people in a company that I would recommend for you to start with, yeah, because they are the one representing employees, represent the company, and they are the ones going to be showcasing to the world who they are, and meeting your customers is also crucial. So I have one story about this, yeah, many years ago, that our former head of the company has mandated that every engineers and executives, and managers would have to dress up in a formal way, form business professional way. That men has to wear a tie, and although it's very awkward because we are not really in like our company is in a manufacturing field, but what his reason our big the reason of the reasoning behind, as explained to our previous boss, is that he has experienced himself that the suppliers, certain suppliers, contractors, setting up a meeting with the executives of our company were much better dressed than the employees themselves. So imagine if you are the supplier contractor, you are wanting to get a business and you meet with your equally the same position and you visited the company and then you sat down at the boardroom. You are wearing coat and tie, very dignified looking, and you are negotiating your business to someone who is wearing a shirt and he's also a VP like you, yeah. And naturally, what goes into that negotiation, the supplier can easily get their business
Oh
because
yeah.
there's already a certain level of the power being shown. So it's very psychological and it's not going to be good to the company, and this is what has been realized by our former boss. If you are negotiating head to head, yeah, and you are representing our company and you are even visited by the supplier who is very much prepared, yeah, giving you that right impression, preparing you the materials, and now you're talking about prices, who has the better bargaining, yeah. It's that certainly that person who is even dressed much better. You are the person is already showing you, I'm more in authority here, psychologically playing, yeah. That remember the theory of wearing of the height, yeah, the presidential
Yeah.
election.
I
Remember
didn't even
the
know that you could
presidential
wear
election, somebody much
heels.
taller. Yes, yes. So
Know that.
it happens. So don't be surprised if your presidential candidate is wearing an Oxford with a very maybe with a 2 inch 2 inch.
Yeah, I did not know that. I thought it's just us girls who are wearing heels, but politicians too. That's really good to
But
know.
for men, they can hide it. Yeah, men can hide it with their length of their pants. Yeah.
True,
So
true.
mm.
So
Okay,
yeah,
Jeannie. So
what else? Do you have a little website or that they can look
you can
at?
check my website, Alta Premier, www.altapremier.com.
Wow. All right, let's put that in. Put that there. All right, so good.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's correct.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, today we have learned a lot from you. Not only how to dress, how to be confident in how we look, but also to develop our skills and to be in alignment with our creator. So, such a wonderful content. And you guys, if you think this is helpful, feel free to share it to your loved ones. And don't forget to follow Mizpa Mijares. She is always giving free tips, free content on her social media platforms. So yeah, you will learn from her. And if it's you who wants to, if you're someone who wants to invest um in your imaging or like how you look, how you dress, and you're interested to learn about that, you can really hire her as your image management coach. All right, Miss Pa, what else? Any last words for our viewers tonight or this
None from my
morning?
side.
I love this. And
It's
yeah,
good to be here.
yeah, I'm so grateful to have you. Thank you so much, sister. And yeah, we'll always be, updating each other. And you guys don't forget once again to follow her and support her in what she's doing. I love you all. Thank you, Miss Ba. I'll see you at the backstage, girlfriend. God bless you,
Okay.
everyone. And thank you so much for watching us. If you have any questions, let us know in the comment. And if you're watching this on replay, let us know as well. We love feedback so we can improve this show. And this show is for you. This show is for everyone who wants to learn and wants to do better in life, because there's always a solution to every problem. Once again, this is Jeanith Padilla and Miss Mijares. Have a good
Mizpa
rest.
Mijares.
Yes, have a good rest of your day. Bye, you all. God bless.